A man walks into an international airport. He's carrying $120,000 in fresh cash, vials of nerve agent antidote, and a USB drive. Minutes later, two women brush against him. One wipes his face with a cloth and walks away smiling. Within seconds, his vision blurs. He collapses, gasping. Very painful. Very painful. By the time the ambulance reaches the hospital, he's dead. The autopsy reveals a horrifying truth. VX nerve agent, a chemical weapon banned by the United Nations, so deadly it can kill with a droplet smaller than a pinhead. But how did it get past airport security? And why was he traveling under a fake name? 1 month later, 4 men linked to the hit vanish into North Korea. The victim? The estranged brother of the world's most secretive dictator. What happened on that airport floor in Malaysia? February 13th, 2017, Kuala Lumpur International Airport, Malaysia. A man steps into the departure hall under the alias Kim Chol. To most, he looks like just another traveler, slightly overweight, wearing a gray blazer, carrying a worn backpack. But inside that bag are 4 stacks of crisp US $100 bills, 12 vials of atropine antidote, and a USB flash drive possibly containing classified data. What he doesn't know, he won't survive the next 30 minutes. The man is Kim Jong-nam, the eldest son of North Korea's former ruler, and once considered heir to the world's most secretive regime. But after a public fall from grace and years in exile, Jong-nam had become a ghost, roaming between Macau, Singapore, and Beijing under foreign protection, always looking over his shoulder. He knew there was a price on his head. According to South Korean intelligence, his younger half-brother Kim Jong-un had issued a standing kill order. There had already been failed attempts, one in Budapest, another in Singapore. Jong-nam even wrote a desperate letter in 2012 pleading, "Please cancel the order to kill me and my family. We have nowhere to hide, but this time, there would be no second chance." This video unpacks the real story behind one of the most chilling assassinations of the 21st century. A killing carried out in plain sight, using a banned weapon of mass destruction, involving 2 unwitting pawns, 4 disappearing agents, and a victim caught between empires. We'll uncover the timeline, the forensic proof, the political fallout, and the disturbing secrets buried in Kim Jong-nam's final days. Because this wasn't just a murder, it was a message, written in VX. On February 6, 2017, Kim Jong-nam arrived in Malaysia from Macau, using the alias Kim Chol. His destination was Langkawi, a tropical island off Malaysia's coast, a quiet place away from attention. But intelligence sources believe this wasn't a vacation. On February 9th, he met with a man suspected of working with US intelligence. Just days later, he flew back to Kuala Lumpur, unaware he was entering the final chapter of his life. Security footage from KL-1A2, Kuala Lumpur's budget terminal, captures it all. Jong-nam is standing at a self-check-in kiosk. 2 women approach from opposite sides. The first, 25-year-old Siti Aisyah from Indonesia, distracts him with a laugh. Seconds later, Don Thi Huong, a Vietnamese national and aspiring YouTuber, rushes in. She swipes a cloth across his face. Both women walk away casually, one even smiling into the terminal's fluorescent lights. Jong-nam doesn't realize what's just happened. But the VX nerve agent, a binary version, split between the 2 women's hands, has already begun to absorb through their skin. Less than 15 minutes later, Jong-nam stumbles to the airport's information desk. He's sweating, disoriented. Very painful, he repeats. Airport staff rush him to the medical clinic, but it's too late. His organs begin to shut down one by one. A classic VX attack profile. By 9:30, he's being wheeled into an ambulance. At 9:41, his heart monitor flatlines. He dies alone under a false name in a country that can't protect him. The autopsy confirms exposure to VX nerve agent, a military-grade chemical weapon classified as a weapon of mass destruction under the Chemical Weapons Convention. Swabs from his eyes and blood reveal a high and lethal dose. Experts conclude it was a binary compound, two harmless liquids, that when combined on skin, form VX. Weeks later, Malaysian forensic scientists test the women's clothing. Huang's white LOL t-shirt still contains VX crystals. Aixia's gray sweater does too. The nerve agent was still active. Some scientists warned that airport staff who treated Jong-nam could have died just by handling his clothes. But the assailants themselves? Completely unharmed. They never knew they were carrying a death sentence in their hands. Just hours after the assassination, 4 North Korean men, believed to be intelligence operatives, boarded separate flights out of Malaysia. Their route? Kuala Lumpur to Dubai, then to Vladivostok, and finally to Pyongyang. By the time Malaysian police begin arrests, the key orchestrators are already beyond reach. Only 4 individuals are left behind: Aisha, Huang, Ri Jong-chol, a North Korean chemist, and 1 other suspected handler. The women are charged with murder. Ri is released due to a lack of evidence and quietly deported. Malaysia expels North Korea's ambassador. Pyongyang retaliates by holding 9 Malaysians hostage inside its embassy for nearly 2 months. Diplomatic ties between the two countries collapse. In 2019, the Wall Street Journal published declassified information suggesting Kim Jong-nam had become a low-level CIA informant. He met U.S. intelligence contacts in Singapore and Malaysia. The $120,000 in his backpack? Believed to be payment for those meetings. A flash drive in his bag may have contained sensitive data meant for American handlers, but that raises the stakes even higher. Was this a family execution? Or was Jong-nam caught in a far deeper game between Pyongyang, Washington, and Beijing? For nearly 15 years, Kim Jong-nam lived in Macau under quiet Chinese protection. Many believed Beijing kept him alive as a Plan B, a potential alternative to Kim Jong-un should the North Korean regime collapse. But on February 13, 2017, that protection failed. Was it withdrawn on purpose? Some analysts suggest China allowed the hit as a signal, perhaps a move in a secret negotiation. Others believe Chinese intelligence simply lost control, but China's silence on the matter has only deepened the mystery. During the trial, the defense argued that both women were tricked into thinking they were filming a prank show. They had previously performed staged baby oil pranks on strangers at shopping malls. Neither had any idea what VX was, or that they were part of a geopolitical assassination. The Malaysian court eventually dropped the murder charges. Both women were released in 2019 after pleading guilty to lesser offenses. No one else has ever stood trial. To this day, 4 North Korean suspects remain at large. No one knows exactly how they smuggled VX into Malaysia. No container was ever found. Some believe it was transported in diplomatic pouches, immune to airport screening. And Kim Jong-nam? He seemed to know this was coming. 12 vials of atropine, a known antidote to nerve agents, were found in his bag. But he didn't have time to use them. His final days were spent texting contacts in Beijing. Surveillance footage shows him constantly checking his phone. And when his body was finally repatriated, after weeks of negotiation, it was without ceremony, without answers, without justice. In the official version, Kim Jong-nam's death was a cold-blooded execution ordered by his half-brother, North Korea's supreme leader, carried out in an airport terminal using the world's deadliest nerve agent. But the deeper you go, the more that version starts to fracture. How did 4 North Korean operatives smuggle VX, a weapon banned by every major international treaty, into a highly secure airport without detection? Why did Malaysian authorities allow key suspects to escape so easily? And most haunting of all, why did Kim Jong-nam still show up for his meeting? Even after carrying an antidote and cash that screamed paranoia. Was he walking into a trap he knew was coming? Then there's the CIA connection. U.S. intelligence confirmed Jong-nam was a low-level asset. Some say the assassination was meant to send a message, not just to North Koreans, but to foreign governments meddling in Pyongyang's succession. Yet others suggest something darker, that China, which had protected Jong-nam for over a decade, might have silently stepped aside, either to appease Kim Jong-un or to cut loose a liability who'd outlived his usefulness. No proof, no whistleblowers, just an empty villa in Macau with a sunflower on the door, a symbol of loyalty, and lights that never turned back on. And then there's Kim Han-sol, Jong-nam's son. Just days after the killing, a shadowy group called Cheolima Civil Defense released a video showing Han-sol alive. He whispered, "We hope this gets better soon." He hasn't been seen since. The case is closed on paper. But no justice has been served, no masterminds have faced trial, and the world has quietly moved on. But the questions remain, like VX residue on a forgotten t-shirt, impossible to clean and dangerous to ignore. Kim Jong-nam died in 2017, but his assassination feels more like a prologue than a conclusion. A murder was carried out in broad daylight. A weapon designed for war, used in a civilian airport. Two young women caught between global powers. And a man whose only crime was being born into the wrong branch of the world's most dangerous family. The headlines faded. The trials ended. But the story is still unfinished. Somewhere, his son Kim Han-sol may still be alive, living under a new name, watching from the shadows. Somewhere, the four men who orchestrated the hit are free, shielded by diplomatic silence. And somewhere, this exact tactic may be planned again. Because when power is absolute, even family becomes expendable. If this story moved you, we'd like to hear your thoughts. Was this truly an internal purge by North Korea, or something bigger, involving hidden hands from China, the CIA, or both? Drop your theories in the comments below. And if you want more real-world conspiracies, unsolved history, and dark international secrets, subscribe and join us as we uncover what others won't say out loud. Thank you for watching.